Hey fans, viewers, and listeners. Welcome to another exciting episode of Fight Inside Podcast. I'm your co-host for today, Rain Cruz, also known as Ringside Rain, ring announcer for Up Next Fighting. And with me as always is Timmy B. Before we get things started, I would like to invite you all to follow and subscribe to Fight Inside Podcast so you can get the latest news and updates from our show. Today, we have another two great guests. First, we bow down to a queen from England who just continued her reign at Cage Warriors 163. And then we will speak with a young Canadian who just captured gold at FLA 12. Plus, we discuss the news of PFL buying Bellator and a whole lot more. So, what are we waiting for? Tim, hit it! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fight Inside Podcast.
Our first guest trains out of GB Top Team very proudly and is one of the baddest women in the UK. She's an advocate for violence. You saw her here on episode 113. That's only 33 episodes ago, so you might think that's a quick turnaround, but it's not in her standards because she just fought and won at Cage Warriors 163 on 2 days' notice, Rain. Plus, we love her, so of course we want her back. Rain.
Please welcome Kate, Queen of the South, Bacik.
Yes, there guys, how are you doing?
Kate, how are you?
I'm all good. How are you doing?
Not bad, not bad. It's good to see you again.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah. You're killing it. Of course, I was so happy to see you with that Cage Warriors again in London, in your hometown on a 2 days notice turnaround.
Fine, that's the only way I can get fights. I'll either wait for 5 years or it's like a day's notice.
Well, it's funny you say that, Kate, because Rain, we had on a girl last week, Willow, who in Canada, Kate, her opponent fell out at the last minute, or I think maybe a week or so out, and could not find an opponent. And it's really difficult. I was at an organization out in East Coast last weekend called Fight League Atlantic. And on one of their podcasts, I heard the owner saying, hey, if you're a girl looking to fight, reach out to us. It does seem like the female market is tough.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Is it because you're
hard to find a replacement when there's a pullout in a females fights? I realize that because it's hard to get matched as it is. And then when it's on a few days notice, it's very hard to find someone who's just going to step in and take the fight. I've had this issue this entire year, and before that too, when there's some issues in the fight week, injuries, whatever, people can't make weight, whatever issues there are, and then my managers and the promoters, everyone is looking everywhere, and they can't find anyone to step in every single time. So I think it's an issue, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, but no challenge for you. I mean, your opponent needed a fight, and in steps Kate Bacik. Bad luck for her, though.
Hey, I just like to fight. If I can make the fight, I'll fight.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Rain has not met you before, Kate, so we're gonna play a little bit of a game with you to get to know you / loosen you up. And there's a theme to these questions, Rain, but we won't tell her what they are. We'll kind of let them develop, okay? So, Rain, go ahead with question number 1.
All right. Question number 1. John Jones was talking trash to this former UFC champion over Twitter and mocking him for having glossy fingernails and making Frozen references.
I don't actually know, but...
The Frozen reference? He made the Frozen reference when he was trash talking to Alex Pereira.
Oh, I missed that. I didn't see it, but that makes sense.
Adesanya, baby. There he is with his glossy fingernails.
Of course. Who else?
Who else?
That was a Pereira beef as well. He's obsessed with Adesanya.
Exactly. All right. This next one might be harder though, Kate. So, Rain, let's see if she gets it.
Okay. Question number 2. What male UFC fighter was notorious for coming to the octagon with black painted toenails and shorts that look like ice?
I've got no idea. I don't really look at people's feet like that.
Kate, I want to see your browser history, and I want to see how much you're on WikiFeet.
Look at my feet, but
Oh, hello. All right, here we go. Okay. With ice shorts, Kate, Iceman.
I'm really bad at this.
It's very late in England right now, but is Iceman Chuck Liddell?
Oh, okay.
He was notorious. He always had black finger. Black.
This is why I don't really do pop quiz.
All right. That's okay. This last question, Kate, if you don't get this, I'm kicking you off the podcast forever.
Amazing.
Rain, question number 3.
All right, number 3. This female fighter got a free mani-pedi before her fight at Cage Warriors 163 before kicking butt on just 2 days' notice.
It wasn't free. It cost me time.
But who is it, Kate?
I guess it's me.
Kate Bacik. There we go. Kate. So the reason why I'm saying this, and for those that don't know, for those that didn't watch your fight, so Kate, of course, your fight was at Cage Warriors 163. It's on Fight Pass. You can go watch it now. It was a great fight. But this is what happened. This is what happened. So, Rain, Kate is my friend. I really like her, so I would support her. So I'm watching her fight. And this happens, Kate, when you get to the cage. Here we go.
And toes, the mani-pedi.
It took me ages as well. Oh my days.
Oh my, and Rain, I had to cut that down from like a long, you went through every single nail. Kate, what happened with that? I got to ask.
So obviously, like the way things happen, they happen quite fast. So I was still sparring like Thursday morning. I was still at the gym, kind of like I've been made aware of the fight possibly being an option Wednesday late night, like midnight. But then I woke up on Thursday. I was still sparring because in theory I'm still in camp for another fight on December 2nd. Mm-hmm. So I just decided I'm not going to eat much. I'm not going to drink much water. I'll just spar and see what happens. And maybe waited until like 4 or 5 for them to confirm that the fight is happening, and then I just went straight from the gym hotel, basically cartwheel and all that. So I didn't really have time to like look at my nails. I kind of thought they might be slightly too long for a fight. They were not like super long. I obviously was still training and sparring with them, but I didn't have time to like go and do anything with them, because it's like hard gel as well. I thought like I'm not gonna be able to cut through myself, and then obviously like I walk out, I get to the cage, and like one of the corner people like is basically saying, yeah, you've got to cut your nails. I'm thinking, shit, I don't know if I can. I don't know if the clipper's gonna cut through it. But then I've made the first cut. I'm like, okay, it's happening. So obviously, like with my hands being wrapped and like gloves on and everything, it's really difficult, to like maneuver it. And then like the nails are flying everywhere. Like I see one went into the ref's eye and stuff. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like people are laughing. Like everyone's confused, just looking at like how long is it gonna take as well. And then they say the toes as well. I'm like, right, like like ages. And I couldn't crack one of the toes. Like one of them I clipped it, but the other one I'm struggling. So I'm just pretending, like, yeah, I think it's okay. But the good thing is my entire walkout tune played, and then they looped it still. That never happened before.
Yeah. I don't think it's ever happened to anyone before, Kate, that we can get through their whole song. I was laughing too, because you're sitting there cutting them, and I'm just like, where are all these nails going? Like they're just like hitting people in the front row. They're like getting free souvenirs, Kate Bacik toenails.
Yeah, I'm sure someone came with DNA, like matchbooks or something, and just scooped them.
Yeah, very disgusting, Kate. Very disgusting. But but the fight happens, right? And I do, some people had written into me a few questions. What some of them were a little bit funny, but the girl you fought, very short, like very short, like she's 5'1" or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have to ask. That's got to be difficult though, because when we train, right, or when you train, you're throwing punches like head height.
Yeah.
But you were having to like strike downwards almost to hit her. Like, did that freak you out at all, or are you just like, whatever?
I would say striking someone short is not really a problem. If anything, I felt like I had an advantage there because of the range I could use, and like I felt
for
like
sure.
very comfortable striking. However, grappling was an issue, which I didn't really realize that it might be, because she was so like short, stocky, and like she had like no neck, no waist. But like when I grappled her, it felt weird. I've never grappled someone like this really with that body type. So say I took her back, and then her head was like in my chest, like super low. So I picked up her face and lifted her up, and her legs came out. I felt control both. Like I was struggling to like position my body to secure my positions and stuff. She just kept like slipping out. Like I don't know. Like it's just such an awkward like body type to grapple. So I guess that's why you see me strike a lot more than grapple in this fight, because I realized I had better success with that than trying to grapple with someone like this. So, but I realized that in the fight, I was like, what is going on? Why did I become a striker? Where's my grappling?
But no, but it also, I mean, also it must be weird because all of a sudden, even when her strikes are coming at you, they're coming from like below. It's like all uppercuts. Like,
Yeah.
coming from
Loads
low.
of overhands, obviously, because she just had to find angles like around my guard.
Yeah,
Um,
it was very strange, but I'm so happy that you won, of course. Like I'm glad that, A, that you got back into Cage Warriors, and B, that you take that fight and win, because Kate, I'm always so nervous when people take last minute fights. Like I'm always so scared. We talk about it all the time, Rain, that we're, that when people take last minute fights, I'm always like, oh, I don't know, that's good. But here you are, like you said, you got to get those opportunities. It's on a massive card, and there you go. Where do you go next now from here?
so obviously in my mind, like I was fully in camp when this fight came forward, and I was getting ready for the fight on Combata Global December 2nd. However, today I just found out that it's not happening, and they kind of tried to move it forward for December 9th, but that's a weekend my coaches can't make. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. So I'm just trying to find if there's anyone who wants to fight me, like more local in the UK on the 2nd, since I was getting ready for that date already. And funny enough, someone called me out without calling me out. Again, I was meant to fight last year in November. We weighed in, faced off, and then the show got cancelled on the fight day. Standard, like story of my life. There's always something. And she posted something. I didn't even see it because I don't even follow her, but someone sent it to me. That she posted our weigh-in, our face-off photos saying that it didn't happen last year, but let's make it happen. But she didn't tag me or anything, so it was a bit like sneaky. So I just thought, you know what, since this fight is not happening, I might just fight you, like just to stay busy. So I kind of called her out on my stories and stuff, but I don't think she wants it. Like she knows it would be kind of like a career finisher for her. So she says she's not ready for this month, that she wants more time in 2024, but I'm not going to wait for anybody. Like, I just want to fight her on December 2nd. That's it. If she doesn't want to fight on December 2nd, she said she's not ready. That's her problem.
Are we gonna call out who this is, or because you haven't said the name? Is it because
Oh,
you do
yeah,
know?
Jenny Line, but it's not like anyone will know her. Like, Gary's not really got a good record or anything. Like, I don't even
I
know
mean,
why
it
she.
is. And did I hear you right? You said this would be a career finisher.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I promised that I will retire her when we were supposed to fight last year, but obviously she dodged the bullet. So if I was to fight her now on December 2nd, definitely she wouldn't come back after that.
because Kate would
She
just
can
like
say, she can say
destroy her.
she needs the time and this and that, but no time and this word will help her to survive what I would do to her if this fight would actually happen. But I'm not super interested in making this fight happen. It's kind of like if there's like a choice between not fighting or fighting her, of course I'd rather fight her than stay
Yeah,
inactive. But she's coming off like I don't even know how many losses. Her pro record is like 0-3. There's nothing in it that for me winning this fight is not gonna make me any better or like place me
right.
anywhere high in the rankings and stuff. But it's just kind
Yeah.
of like if you mention my name without mentioning me, you kind of deserve to get slapped.
Lame. What about this? What about this? I don't have this saved up, but you were signed to Invicta.
I am still signed to Invicta. I'm still
Okay,
bound to the contract for the next 2 years, but I
nice.
still have not fought for them. So I got signed in like what, June maybe.
Okay,
But they've only had one show since, and obviously they
yeah,
didn't have me in this one. So I'm assuming next show I'm gonna be on it.
nice. Okay, we had Shannon Knapp on, And I think you probably saw when we had Shannon Knapp on and she was talking about the future. I put your picture on there because I'm like, Kate Bacik's the future, baby. Kate, I wanted to ask you, you're okay. Well, two things actually. Rain, I always forget to ask this, and Kate, I didn't prep this before. Are you dating anyone or anything like that?
I don't really date. I'm seeing some people.
Okay. The only reason I ask, Kate, is because when I had on another fighter, we were talking about creating a reality show, and what we're gonna do.
I remember you saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do a reality show. It's gonna be like a dating and fighting reality show. When that happens, can I look to sign you up?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
All right. Good. All right.
Very well or terribly wrong, but
yeah. No, that's good. See, because I think Kate would make for good television, Rain. You know what I mean?
I do think so. Yeah.
I tried to enter this like gay Love Island. I'm not really gay, I'm straight, but I said I'm gonna pretend for the show, and then it'll be the biggest plot twist in the end. Like once I make all of these girls fall in love with me, I'll just tell them I'm not gay. But they didn't let me. So that's such a shame. I thought that'd be great.
I don't think that's what they would have wanted for the show, Kate. That's not good.
There's a good plot twist.
But my show, Kate, when we get it launched, right, it will be good. We're going to do it somewhere cool, and it's going to be, like you got to fight, and then, if you win the fight or the challenge or whatever, we're working out the kinks. But that's good that it's Caitlin Neal. Caitlin Neal is going to host it. She fights for PFL. Rain is going to be there. I'm going to be there. Like, we're going to run this good. So, okay, we've got Kate signed up. Rain, that's good.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Kate, you talked about how you love to look at people's feet. Let me see. I want to ask you about this though, Kate, because Rain, Kate has a very proper Instagram. She's funny. She's cool. She does like quirky dances, and she's always like being cool with Instagram, but it's never like anything inappropriate, I would say. Kate, this happened on the weekend, and I want your reaction to this stuff.
Some would say it's too early on a Saturday in Las Vegas for that move. Her son is in the crowd. Oh my goodness, on the fence. Best seat in the house.
I could see, okay, for those not watching on video, right? If you're not watching on YouTube or Spotify, I was showing Aylin Perez twerking in the cage, then twerking upside down. And what people don't know is that I can see Kate watching it as it's on screen, and your face is pretty much as it was now.
Yeah, because the video kind of froze for me, but don't worry, I've seen it. I've seen it when I watched the fight, and yeah, like it's cool. Why not? Like this girl, she's got interesting vibe. Like the things she's doing and like the way she's going about her career is very unique, and like she can twerk, so why not? And then her son being there, I don't think it changes much. And like from what I know and what I've seen online, they've got a really good relationship. So I don't see anything wrong with it, to be honest.
Really? Rain, what do you think, Rain?
Well, now that I know that's her son that they showed on screen. Okay, because I thought if it was a random kid, it's like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah, why are you showing some random little boy
watching? Random kids there in the venue, though. So.
It seems like she's having a lot of fun, though. Yeah.
No problem. You guys are both cool with that?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just she's just dancing, enjoying herself, whatever. Like, not everything has to be like super sexualized. Like, it's whatever. And I bet she gets views from that too. Like, you've got to be smart about your career. This fighting thing doesn't really pay the bills.
Okay, well, see, I'm surprised that you said that, Kate. I thought you'd be like a little bit shocked by it, maybe, or something. Or Rain,
never.
Okay, here's my question: would it be different if she had a daughter?
No,
Rain?
I don't think so. The thing is, like, I feel like when I saw the clip, it seemed like she was just like having a lot of fun. And I think the other guy right next to her, I think he was trying to like do the same thing, but
badly.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, no, the coach. That's the
Yeah,
coach of the
that's the
goat.
coach. He's pretty cool as well. Like,
Yeah,
well, if you see how these guys train and like how they go about like everything in the gym, then you understand the vibe as well. Like they don't care, they do what they want, and I really fuck with that. I like it.
yeah. No, that's a
You
very
shouldn't
cool
be
thing.
worried about like people judging you and like adhering to all these social norms and stuff. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's not like
Okay.
she's naked.
Well, there you go. I mean, like that. Yeah. Okay. So I'm glad that I asked you guys because I wanted to see what your guys thought was. I thought it was a little bit weird, like because I'm an old man, I guess. I don't know. I'm just like I don't know. This is weird, but Kate, I love having you here, of course, because you're always so entertaining. I do want to ask you one question that we've been asking everybody, and I don't think I asked this of you last time,
Okay.
but Kate Bacik, it's a question that my mom used to ask me as I was a kid growing up. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you?
I don't really believe in happiness as a concept per se like that. I think like there's a lot more to it. Like happiness is a very like transient kind of feeling. Like it comes and goes. You can be happy 1 second and not so happy like a minute after that. So it's more like about being content with your life and like satisfied with what you're doing. Like even if you're not genuinely happy with everything that's going on in your life, you're going to be content with like what you're doing on a daily basis, I think. So it more comes down to that. And like I don't know, I feel like happiness is just a feeling and all feelings come and go. So it's very difficult to answer it because you can ask me if I'm happy in this very moment. I can tell you on a scale 1 to 10, but then that might change in the next moment.
Nice. No, Kate, I love that answer. Like we've been getting all different answers to that question, so I love asking it. So thank you for that answer. I think that's great. Rain, before we let Kate go, is there anything that you wanted to ask her?
Yeah. So for me, when it comes to fighting last minute and then having scheduled fights, which one is more, I guess, which part do you get more nervous? Something that's like, you know what's going to happen, regret, or something that's like,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't really get nervous at all. Like when I fight, I don't think that I've ever gotten nervous. Well, except for like my first few fights when I was like 17.
Mm.
Then I remember being nervous for like weeks before my first fight. But then ever since then, like I don't really get nervous. Like I thrive on pressure. Like when other people maybe like might be affected by pressure and like people and like the short notice stuff, for example. Like I thrive on it. Like I love it. Like I feel so calm when I fight. Like when I walk out, I'm in the cage. I just feel so content and like focused. And I'm never like that. I've got like ADHD and 99 issues. But when I fight, like that's the only time that I'm just super relaxed. So I don't think there would be any difference. Like a fight is a fight. I always approach it the same way. But I think the biggest difference between like doing like a proper camp and proper fight week and then just taking a fight in like a couple of days notice is that I didn't have to do the fight week, which means I didn't have to stay away from training. I didn't have to do the fight week diet. I literally just did a fight week diet one day. So it was kind of like a lot easier to deal with that side of things because things can get difficult, like water loading. I didn't have to do that. So all of these things I don't really like, I didn't have to do them. So that was kind of easier. But obviously, I had to fight like higher, heavier weight divisions. So there's always like pros and cons to everything. But it was interesting to do it without all these fight week bits.
That's
Wow.
awesome. Like when you're such a killer like Kate, Rain, it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I love it, Kate. Kate, before we let you go, is there anything that you want to say to the fans, viewers, and listeners of the podcast?
No, just thanks for listening to my bullshit.
Kate, you're the best. Please keep.
If you want to fight me, let me know.
Yeah,
He's
what's up?
ready.
I go back to fighting at flyweight, but all of the fights I'm getting offered are like every weight division but flyweight. So
I mean, Kate, it's Monday today. This podcast comes out Thursday. Who knows? You might be fighting like this Saturday. We don't know. Like, you don't know. It could happen. Kate, keep your nails trimmed, please. in the future.
funny enough, someone paid for my nails after the fight because I was thinking like shit, so much money just down the drain, basically. And then someone was like, "Yeah, here's money for your pedicure.
Yeah,
You deserve them."
yeah. keep those nails trimmed. We'll see you soon, Kate. We're very excited to watch you. Guys, I'm going to put it down at the bottom of the screen. If you're only listening on audio, she is at Purple Supernova 7. That is Kate Bacik on Instagram. So go follow her. Great content. Kate, you hang around very cool people. Say hi to Olga for me. Say hi to Veronica Hardy for me. Veronica Hardy, get on this podcast. And we will see you soon, Kate. Maybe we'll see you on our reality show. I don't know what we're going to do, but we will see you soon. And it's been great to have you again, Kate.
Thanks for having me back on your show.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kate.
Yeah.
See ya. Rain, Kate is very cool. She's got great energy, and she's a great fighter out of Great Britain Top Team. So, again, go follow her, Purple Supernova 7 on Instagram. Rain, our next guest is already here in the lobby. Before we bring him in, I'm just going to say thank you to everybody watching. If you're here because of Kate Bacik, she was on our podcast before, so go watch that one too, because that was a great one. But B, please follow and subscribe to us, and then catch all the other episodes that we have. Great episodes, great guests from around the world. We normally don't do 2 guests, Rain, but this is our 3rd week in a row that we are. So if it works out, it works out. You said you like it. You like having
I love it.
Guests? Yeah. Because we just move along and then I don't bother you with like nonsense. Why is that?
Well, you read my mind, but
Yeah. Okay,
I'm just kidding.
I do. After our next guest, though, I still want to talk to you because you did your self-defense seminar. We want to see how that went. I do want to give a shout out to our RageWorks podcast network at rageworksnetwork.com. Go check them out for other audio podcasts. Go see them. Rafion Stotts. He won his fight, baby. He won his fight, of course, against Danny the Fanny Pack, and did very, very well. He ended up fighting at Bellator 301 and just announced today that is the very last Bellator event. So congratulations, Rafion, on getting that win fighting Danny before that ship has sailed. This week, November 24th, my good friend Sadibou C fights in the finals of the PFL. So he's going for his second $1 million. He was on our podcast before, Rain. I can't remember for sure, but I think he promised that he'd give me like $500,000 if he wins it this time, because he's going to just be too rich at this point. You know what I mean? So
that's nice.
I think he's giving me $500,000 when he wins. So congratulations to Sadibou. Can't wait to have him back on the podcast, and can't wait to celebrate his victory. I also have, Rain. Oh, I have his cards that I'm still supposed to send to him to sign, because I got the PFL decks of cards, and I got a special limited edition Sadibou card. So I got to do that. Next week on the podcast, Rain, we've got ONE FC translator Frank Andrew, the guy that got the 350,000 baht. He's coming on the podcast next week. So very excited. He'll be coming to us from Thailand. So that's exciting, Rain. And that's it. So let's move on. We'll get to our next guest now. Our second guest today is a young MMA athlete who captured the FLA 185-pound amateur title last weekend at FLA 12 at the Moncton Coliseum in Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada. I was there live, Rain. He blew the roof off. He's a Fredericton, New Brunswick native with a powerful mustache and an even more powerful right hand. Rain, this dude is awesome. He won his fight. I loved it. At the end of it, I went backstage. I said, hey, man, can you come on the podcast? I'd love to have him on. He's a champion, Rain. So let's welcome him in.
Please welcome Rory Gillis.
Boom, there he is. Rory, what's up, my friend?
Guys, thanks for the intro.
Why are you so dark, Rory? Are you in a cave? What's happening?
Are you hiding from someone?
I mean, me and my girlfriend live in a basement apartment, and it's hard to find a room with good lighting.
All right, no problem. No problem. We can see you good enough, Rory. The fans may demand to see you a little bit better, but that's okay. We're good. Rory, where are you at now? You're home in Fredericton?
Yep. I was working today and got off at 4 and came right over here to get ready for your guys' podcast.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Rain, Rory trains with Mr. Ben Leese, so they are part of the same team. So now we have had 2 members of this team who are both winners. Rory, congratulations on the championship, my friend.
Yeah, thanks a lot. That was one of the biggest MMA moments I've had so far. So glad you could have been there to see it.
Yeah, absolutely incredible, man. That was a beautiful venue. Rain, FLA put on one hell of a show, a gorgeous venue. I saw how the sausage was made. Like, I got to the venue when there was nothing.
Oh,
And
wow.
then you just see them slowly putting everything together, and the cage comes together piece by piece, and the lighting and everything. Like, it's incredible the amount of work that not many people are responsible for, Rory. I mean, you were there at the weigh-ins when you saw them getting it all set up. There's not that many people responsible for such an incredible and elaborate setup.
No, it's pretty impressive, and I've got to see it a few times now. Having all my fights are with them, and yeah, they're a well-oiled machine at this point. Like they get that cage up quick, and it's pretty awesome setup, and they're doing great things for all of us fighters out here on the East Coast.
Yeah, Rory, it is incredible, man. Yeah, and we'll get to that as well. But before we get into the interview fully, Rain, we have a little game to play with Rory, as we do with our guests. So, Rory, there are 3 questions we're going to ask you, and good luck. They are difficult, but maybe not too difficult. Rain,
I'm
take it
terrible
away.
at trivia, but we'll see how it goes.
You got this, Rory.
All right. Question number 1. This Canadian legend with a legendary mustache got mad if you didn't answer in the form of a question.
The Jeopardy host.
Yes, Alex Trebek.
Alex Trebek, yes.
Trebek. Boom, there he is. Rory, I thought this was going to be the harder of the 3 questions. So you are doing off to a good start. That's 1 for 1. Rain, question number 2.
All right, number 2. This Parks and Rec employee with one hell of a mustache once said, "Fishing relaxes me. It's like yoga, except I still get to kill something."
See, this is where I'm terrible at trivia. It's the cranky guy with the mustache, but I forget the character's name.
Dude, that's good enough for me. It is Ron Swanson, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
There's Ron Swanson. All right, excellent. Rain, question number 3. He's 2 for 2. He's guaranteed 3 for 3.
You think so? This was the hardest question, though.
Yeah.
All right. This mustachioed MMA fighter just blew the roof off the Moncton Coliseum in his home province of New Brunswick as he claimed the 185-pound amateur title at Fight League Atlantic 12 on pay-per-view.
That'd be this guy right here.
Rory Gillis. And there you are, my friend, with the strap. These title belts are beautiful for FLA. Rory, where is your title?
It's out in the living room right now with my girlfriend. Oh. She's out there watching TV.
Does she wear it while she's watching TV?
Yeah, we both wore it a few times.
Very nice, Rory. Man, I will say though, Rory, like I've been out there now. That was my 2nd time at Fight League Atlantic. To see that kind of venue and event put on, Rain, it's very similar. Rain is the announcer for Up Next Fighting in California. And that organization puts on a crazy show as well. Between Up Next Fighting and Fight League Atlantic, I can't believe that as an amateur fighter such as yourself, that you're fighting on that grand of a stage. Like, I don't think anybody else is doing that. It is beautiful. You're in a massive event. It is as professional could be.
Yeah, the promotion it's honestly out of this world. Like for my first amateur fight, like they're doing like highlight videos of you, and just the access they give the fans to you is crazy. Like you feel like a superstar and you're only a couple fights in.
Yeah, it's amazing. And can I say you are a firefighter as well?
Yeah, I'm a firefighter with the city of Fredericton.
Ah, that's beautiful, man. You're awesome. Like one of you're a hero in your daily life, and then you're a superhero in the cage. So it's like you're the man, dude. Like it's crazy, like your life.
I don't know about that, but I appreciate all those kind words.
He's very Canadian, Rain. See how polite he is? Yeah. He's like humble, polite. Rory, I don't want to necessarily call him out, but I went backstage to see you after winning your title because I was so happy for you. And I'm there and I see our friend Mr. Ben Lee sitting there. Can you explain how he was for you?
Yeah, me and Ben have been together since the start. He's been my main training partner since I got into it, and I've been in his corner ever since he started fighting too. And when I had a chance at the title a few times ago, and he was there, he saw me lose. I got knocked out, and then I worked my way back up to get the second chance at the title, and I took it. And he was with me the whole weekend, and yeah, we were both pretty emotional in the dressing room. I'll leave it at that. But we were, we've been through a lot together, so it means a lot to have somebody like that in my corner.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Rain, that Ben was like so happy for Rory. I think Rory, to me, he was happier for you than he was in his own last win. And I really feel like that shows, Rain, like the kind of bond that these athletes have when they can just be so emotional and happy for when their brother wins. You know what I mean? Like, that's really cool, Rory. It's got to make you feel good to know that you've got that kind of support with you.
It does make me feel good. And we have a lot of guys who are up and coming in the gym, and we all have each other's back. And yeah, to feel that support from my teammates and my brothers, like you said it, like we are brothers, and to have that support means everything.
Yeah. No, Rain, it's amazing. Do you have any questions that you wanted to ask Mr. Rory Gillis?
Yeah. So for me, you mentioned earlier, it's a good feeling, right? When you're an amateur fighter, a couple fights in, and like you got like promotions treating you like a superstar, right? What does that do, or how does that contribute to your mindset? Because I've heard that kind of statement before from other amateur fighters, and they're like, you know what, I like working for this promotion, for Up Next Fighting specifically. They're like, I like working with Up Next Fighting or fighting with Up Next Fighting because even though I'm an amateur fighter, not myself, just quoting someone, even though I'm an amateur fighter, they make me feel like I'm a pro. So what does that contribute, or how does that contribute to your mindset as an amateur fighter when you're being treated, like a superstar that you are?
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. It's hard to put into words. Like FLA, yeah, like I said, I was only 2 fights in, and they got all these promotional videos going. It also helps with exposing you to that pressure. There's a lot of pressure when they're putting these videos out there, and everybody online is thinking you're a superstar too, because they're watching them and they're gaining followers, and you're getting more eyeballs drawn towards your fights. So a lot more people around town and stuff are talking about your fights. And it's good to get used to that pressure early in your career. So if you do make it further, it's not such a shock to your system when you get all these eyeballs and attention. Because it's, for me, I just like competing, the spotlight and stuff. I'm not, that's not why I do it, I guess, as much. Some of my other teammates are better at handling that kind of thing. But it's just good to get that exposure early in your career, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy because you hear about people having octagon jitters and stuff like that, Rain, like the first time they fight for UFC or the big show or whatever. But I swear, like, I get that the crowd might get a little bit bigger, Rory, that the higher up you go, but man, that event, the spectacle, the crowd was packed. Like it was packed and it was loud as hell. So, I don't even know how much bigger it could get. Like, I feel like you've already now been there. You've already witnessed like the biggest of the big. Like it's crazy. And again, I do have to shout out Derek and John and the whole FLA team, because to put on an event like that, Rain, it's like for these people in East Coast Canada to have this kind of venue to get to and to have this kind of promotion to fight for, it's simply insane. Like, no offense, but like I'm in Toronto and I've gone to amateur fights. Rory, we're fighting in like elementary school gymnasiums. Like,
yeah.
Like there's nothing, like it's so bare bones, and I know there's other great promotions around and stuff like that, but like that, what you have there in Atlantic, Canada, you would never expect it. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. And I know how lucky we are, because we've had other promotions who have done a great job too, but they've stepped it up to such a high, like it's another level. And yeah, you're nailing it, Tim. Like, they're doing great things, and I'm so appreciative of everything they're doing for us.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Rory, I also heard, and I didn't realize this, but you won FLA Kumite 4, which is the jiu-jitsu tournament that I commentated. Rain, I did number 5, but Rory, you won number 4?
Yeah, that's right. So I won. It was during COVID too, so it was hard to get MMA fights going and sanctioned. So jiu-jitsu was kind of like the only thing we were able to do. And yeah, it was the first big thing I ever won was with FLA, and it was that Kumite. And then I've kind of just kept it rolling. All my big moments are with this organization. So yeah, I'm super grateful for them giving us the attention, giving us a place to compete on the East Coast.
It's crazy, dude. So that means you're a champ.
I guess technically, yeah, I got 2 belts.
You got 2 of those giant. So wait, do you wear one and your girlfriend wears one while you're watching TV?
We haven't done that yet, but we'll have to do that in the future.
Yeah, dude, you got to get on that. You're a champ.
Yeah.
I mean, your girlfriend can wear one, you wear one. It's great. What is next for Rory Gillis? Because now you're the 185-pound amateur champion. Do you make the move to professional? Do you continue on the amateur scene? What's the dream here?
I'm not getting any younger, so yeah, I want to go pro. That's the main rule set, and it changes a lot of things when you go pro, and I want to get that experience and take this as far as I can take it.
Dude, that's crazy. I want to ride your coattails all the way, Rory, because I am team Rory Gillis already. So don't forget me when you're like superstar famous. And yeah, dude,
we're waving from like the nosebleed seats. Like, Rory,
I'll make sure you guys have front row tickets for you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Save this clip to me.
Yeah, cut it. And I don't want to ruin anything, but do you have a manager, or how does that work?
No manager right now,
No.
but
because you don't need one, dude. You don't need to give away the money and all that. And you're such a good guy. Who wouldn't want to work directly with you? So
yeah, I think the deal will be a good deal for everybody.
Yeah. Okay. When you do need a manager, Rain is a pretty good manager.
Oh well, there we go.
She can negotiate for you. She only takes 90% of your purse.
Yeah, just 90. Yeah.
Wow, such a good deal for me. I can't
You
believe
push it to 95. I mean,
Yeah, Rory. I mean, very generous.
Yeah.
Also, you get paid in Canadian dollars, but she wants it in American. So you actually also lose on the conversion rate. So,
wow. It was a great negotiation.
Yeah. But Roy, I'm so proud of you, man. Like being a firefighter, first of all, you deserve everybody's respect and admiration for doing that. How long have you been doing that?
3 years now. Yeah, so it was about a year into firefighting, and then I started fighting too.
Nice. No, that's awesome, man. So yeah, not only are you a firefighter that deserves all that attention too, but you're a great fighter. You're a very respectful, very polite young man. So like you represent the sport really well. I feel like you represent Canada very well. Rain, I'm always goofing on him, but that mustache is so powerful. You've got your look, Rory, which I like too. Rain, last event when I was at FLA 11, he won with one punch.
Stop! Really? Oh wow!
It was one punch broke the guy's jaw, right, Rory?
Yeah, it broke his jaw. I think in a few places. We talked after too. He's a nice guy, but we both know the consequences of when we get in there. And anything can happen in there. And that's just,
no. Yeah, and nothing against that guy. I mean, that guy was a lovely guy. I had met him before too, and all the competitors at FLA, incredible, nice, genuine people, right? But I'm just highlighting how dangerous Rory is. When you train in firefighting, when like you have to break down the door and they like do different things, do you just punch it with your right hand?
Sometimes might give it a kick. That's the easy way of opening it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Right. That's how strong this man is. All right, Rory, I'm going to ask you the final question as well. I think you heard me ask my last guest, and do not be influenced by what her answer was. But Rory, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you?
I'd say I'm very happy. I'm up there, and we'll give it a 9. I guess can't be totally perfectly happy all the time, but I'm happy as long as I have a goal to work towards, and that's why I'm doing MMA. I'm lucky. Like, I literally do something that puts my body at risk, but I love it so much. That's why I do it. Some people have trouble getting out of the bed in the morning, but I have purpose in life. And honestly, it's a wild ride, and it's going to be hard when it's all over, because I'm having a lot of fun right now.
Dude, it's crazy. I mean, you've got years to go, Rory, so that's not a worry. And then when I look at your relationship with the other fighters, you're going to be on this scene forever, because you're going to be a mentor, you're going to be a coach. Like, there's a lot for you to do in this world as being a good person like yourself. So, yeah, I'm glad that you say that you're a 9 out of 10. I'm glad that you say that there's still goals for you to work towards. And I feel like, just for everybody, like, it's important to just continually set new goals for yourself.
Yeah, I appreciate
that. That's the only way you can be happy, But yeah, Rain, is there anything else that you wanted to ask Mr. Rory Gillis?
I'm just curious. Do you have a nickname?
No nickname yet.
Not yet. All right. Just because you seem like you're like a positive person, you have no worries in life. This just really clicked in my head. You could be Rory, no worry, Gillis.
Rory, no worry. A little bit of the rhyme going. Okay, I like it.
Okay, hold on. I love it, right? But you know how they say, like, when you make a nickname or something, you have to say it a few times, make sure it rings, right? So yeah. Rain, announce him with the nickname, and let's see how it sounds.
Right. Please welcome Rory, no worry, Gillis.
Nice. I like it. It's growing on me.
I like it. Yeah, Rain, that's a pretty good one. And especially because, Rory, you're not very emotional. Like not emotional, but like, you don't have a lot of emotion on your face. Like, when you're coming in and stuff, you're not like, or anything like that. Like, you're pretty stoic.
Try to keep it pretty even keel going in there.
He doesn't look worried. No worries.
No worry, Gillis. I like it. Rory, play with it. See what you think. Let the boys know at the gym at Evolution. Let them know that this is the nickname that your favorite podcast has given you. And then let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, I'll see what the boys think at the gym tonight.
All right. Rory, is there anything that you want to say to the fans, viewers, and listeners of the podcast before we let you go?
I don't have much to say. Just thanks to my team. Thanks to my girlfriend, Jenny. And thanks to my family for everybody supporting me. Just happy to have all the support in my life right now.
Rory, you're a man of very few words, but very kind words. You're a good man. I'm happy to have met you, man. Like, I've seen you a couple times now. I feel like we're pretty cool. And your career is going to continue, hopefully with FLA, of course. And I will definitely be excited to see you again in person and to catch you throwing those bombs.
I appreciate it, Tim. And thanks, Rain, for having me on, guys.
No problem.
Yeah. All right. And shoot, look at this. At the bottom, I left the wrong Instagram the whole time. But Rory is at Gillis Rory, at GILLIS Rory, RORY. So go follow him. Rory, I'll leave this on the screen for the rest of the podcast so that people see it there. But yeah, go follow Rory Gillis. I'll have his Instagram in the show notes as well. Go follow him, give him love and support, especially if you're Canadian. God damn it, go support a fellow Canadian doing his thing. And he's a fireman, so give him all your respect, right? Rory, all the best to you, my friend. Go wear that belt with your girlfriend and enjoy it.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
All right, see ya. Take care, Rory.
Yeah.
I did it again. I'm like waving this way.
Again? Rory's such a good dude.
He is.
Such a good dude. He didn't blink twice, so I don't think he was captured and in a cave. Like, I think it was just a dark area. That's fine. But
okay, that's good.
He's a good man.
He's on the witness protection program.
I don't know that he's not in the witness protection program. I've never seen him without a mustache, so maybe he's like someone that, maybe he's someone, I don't know. Rain, we have some time left over, and I really want to talk about something, because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip this moving forward and release it like right away. Because today they announce, out of nowhere, PFL has purchased Bellator. That's it. It's done. Bellator 301 is the last Bellator. So that's it. I feel like this is the worst way to announce this. I don't know why you're announcing it on a Monday. Like, why wouldn't you have announced it at Bellator 301, even just at the end of it when you've got an audience watching the goddamn show? Like, announce it like that, or announce it at a PFL event. I don't know why you announce it as a weird statement.
Yeah. Maybe the deal wasn't like done at that time, you know? Or maybe there's like some legalities wherein they can't really like do it at that time. But that's the only thing I can think of.
I know, but just do it anyways, you know? Okay, hold on. Before we get to that, though, I do want to say, Rain, pa-pow.
Ah!
Your birthday is coming up, and you are doing Rain's birthday donation drive.
Yes, to benefit Second Chances Rescue. And for those of you who don't know, I have two dogs named Joey and Professor, and I both adopted them from Second Chances Rescue. So for my birthday this year, which is on December 19th, I am doing a month-long donation drive to collect any dog food or dog essentials so I can donate them to Second Chances Rescue to help them out. So
very
if
nice.
you want to participate, check out my Instagram at Ringside Rain. I have my flyer there. There's 3 different ways to participate. You can go to my Amazon wish list, pick out any dog food or dog essentials you want, or go to Cameo. Any cameos requested will benefit Second Chances Rescue starting from November 19th all the way till my birthday, December 19th. Or you can also send me any donations via Venmo or PayPal, and I can buy the dog food from Costco.
Very nice. Thank you, Rain. And again, I'll put that on the screen. And this will be on your Instagram as well, I guess. Like, people will be able to figure out all of this. But yeah, there you've got the Amazon, the Cameo, and the Costco. So yeah, lots of options and ways that you can help Rain on such a noble cause, Second Chances Rescue. And of course, I'm a pet lover as well. I've got my cat somewhere around here, and I've got 2 cats, but normally Evie kind of comes around.
I think your cats are already requesting their cameo, so cameo.
Are they?
Thank you.
Yeah. Request a cameo for your pet, and then it's like all full circle, you know.
There you go. I can announce your pet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the PFL news, right? And so I'm going to take you through a few things, and we can talk about it, Rain. I don't know what your thoughts are on this or whatever. Normally, you're pretty positive, and I'm kind of negative, so that's why it works. Now, I did watch and listen to, so we're filming this on Monday, and I did watch the Ariel Helwani interview that was airing before we recorded this podcast. So it's kind of like a reaction to Ariel Helwani and this guy, Donn Davis. I'm putting up his LinkedIn post. Like, Rain, I don't know who releases information on LinkedIn for MMA, but Donn Davis, the founder, chairman, and co-owner of PFL, that's where he did it. So we'll go through that statement. Here's a picture of him on the Ariel Helwani show, the MMA Hour. So he's there and he's talking. I've never seen this guy before. I've never heard him before. Frankly, I didn't know who he was. He seems like a very genuine, nice man. He must be a killer in the boardroom to be who he is and where he is. But he seems very kind, very nice, almost too nice. Like, I'm like, wait, is he too innocent for this kind of gig? But he seems very, very positive and very nice. So, Rain, let's go through the statement if you want. Or do you have any thoughts? No, right? Who cares? Like,
I mean, not right now. I guess we can go through.
Okay. All right. Here is the statement. So we'll just read it little bit by little bit, I guess, Rain, and we'll take it through. But so it says, PFL acquires Bellator MMA. The MMA industry changed for the better today. Better for fans, better for fighters, better for commercial partners. PFL has acquired an incredible number of top fighters through the Bellator acquisition, and our combined fighter roster is now equal in stature to UFC. PFL and UFC both showcase rosters that are 30% comprised of fighters who are top 25 world ranked in their weight classes per Fight Matrix rankings. let's go with that bit first, Rain. That's baloney. I don't know who the hell Fight Matrix is or anything like that, but you're telling me the best fighters in the world are equal between PFL and UFC? Both have rosters that are 30% so they're saying they have the same number of fighters, and they're saying that they both have 30% of their fighters in the top 25 in the world. So essentially you're saying you have the exact same number of top 25 fighters. I call baloney on that big time.
So what I'm getting here is that PFL and Bellator combined now, it's like they're trying to kind of be the same as UFC, right?
But here's the kicker though, Rain. So they're saying 30% of our roster is in the top 25 and 30% of your roster is in the top 25. You know what I think the problem is here? And I'm very good with data and stats. Like I'm always very good at catching when people try to skew stats. UFC's are numbers 1 to 20 or 1 to 15, and yours are numbers 16 to 25.
25.
Maybe you've got a few guys sprinkled in, right? I'm thinking of Johnny Eblin, Sadibou C, Olivier Aubin-Mercier. There's going to be a few guys, yes, in the PFL and Bellator, Patchy Mix, Rafion Stotts probably. There's people that are going to be in there, but UFC's got to probably have 1 to 10, you know what I mean? Or like 8 of the top 10, which that's who really matters. So that stat is skewed. 100% that's skewed. 30, you have 30% in the top 25, so do I. Yeah, but we're in the top 15, you're in the back 15. So that's a skewed stat, Rain. The other part said at the beginning that I just read, the MMA industry changed for the better today. Better for fans, better for fighters, better for commercial partners. I don't think it's better for fighters. I think that if I was Rory Gillis and I've fought now several times for FLA and I've developed my pro record and now I'm looking for the next step in my career, instead of having Bellator, PFL, and UFC, he's now got UFC or PFL. He's lost an option. I don't think that's better for fighters, and I don't understand why they would say it's better for fighters.
Well, maybe Bellator and PFL combined, I mean, they'll get more sponsorships, which equals to more shows, equals to them requiring more fighters to fight in their cards. Right? Because now they have like all these fighters under one brand, right? So now how do you...
Well, so I listened to the interview and I'll sprinkle in some information here. He does go on to say that they will have 32 events in the year.
As PFL and Bellator combined. Okay.
As whatever combined. Now, there's more than just PFL and Bellator because they also have their Challenger Series, blah, 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 whatever. But he's saying that overall they'll have 32 events. But the problem is if you had Bellator and PFL, I swear there would have been more total if you had two separate run organizations because they'd be running events on the same weekends as one another. Right now, with 32, you're essentially saying we're going to do 32 events out of the 52 weeks in a year.
Of a year, yeah.
But you're not going to run multiple competing events at the same day and time as they kind of do now. Like PFL is sometimes on Fridays or whatever, and so is Bellator. But like, I don't think they're always on the same day, but they're in the same week. You're not going to do that now.
Yeah. And I think the challenge here, just to bring back earlier when I mentioned that PFL is on ESPN, UFC is on ESPN, I mean, that could play a big role too. Or, in terms of like the number of events that they have, because I feel like there's always like a UFC event that's on ESPN too.
So here's another thing that I learned from Donn today. The ESPN deal for PFL ends this year. And he has not announced his new network
broadcast partner. Okay.
Bellator's broadcast deal ended as well this year with Showtime or Showcase or whatever, and that's no longer a deal. So he says that they're going to announce the new deal for network partnership in a couple of weeks. And he would not commit to say if they were both going to be on the same network. But it might not be ESPN. I feel like if it was going to be ESPN, you say, "Oh, we re-upped our deal," even if you didn't say it about Bellator. But it's weird that he's not saying that now. Why would you announce it later, if only that it's going to be somewhere else?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Unless, because I know Amazon airs ONE FC. Right?
with their shitty laggy service that
And
like
then,
the audio's always out of sync. Terrible.
And then Bellator is coming from, is it
Showtime?
Showtime, okay. Which is under Paramount, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. Sounds right.
Yeah, so unless they go with NBC or the Peacock network, or maybe Apple TV, because I know Apple TV, they're trying to stack up the sports that they're airing too. So
now he did. Sorry, Rain. He also did go on to say that when they were looking to do the deal, PFL wanted more and better athletes. Therefore, they looked at Bellator. He wanted their roster. So that's what happened. That's what made this deal happen. He does say that he wants one-off events because PFL runs on that season, right? The tournament thing. So he wanted one-off events, and this is what Bellator is going to be. So they are remaining separate. We've debated that on this podcast several times. He said that Bellator is going to have 8 events in the year.
8, okay.
So of their 32 that they say they're having, 8 of them are Bellator, and they're one-off events, meaning they're not part of a season. He says that then he made some weird comment where he goes, a season of fighting is too hard for some people at their point in the career. And he references Showtime Pettis. And he's like, kind of like these veteran guys or whatever, they don't want to go into a season. So that's why they can have Bellator. And he does say that the fighters can go into whatever they want. They're all part of the same organization. If you want to be part of the season tournament, go into that. If you want to be in the one-off events, go in that. What if all of them say, I don't want to be in the stupid season? I mean, I guess they won't, but you could have all the shitty guys, no offense, go
in
to
one
the
season. Yeah.
Go to the season for that $1 million prize, if that still exists, because I'd never have an opportunity at that. But all the guys with a name, they may say, well, forget it. I'm not going to go this tournament thing. I'm just going to go have my regular one-off fights. In which case, you've now watered down the PFL.
Yeah, so they have all these fighters, right? Because you mentioned that 8 out of the 32 fights will be Bellator fights, which leads 24 for PFL. Yeah. And with the amount of fighters that they have, it could be a situation wherein they just want a bunch of fighters signed, right, under their umbrella. That way they can book all these fights. If one fight falls through, it's always going to be easy to find a replacement. It's not a matter of finding a random fighter somewhere. They already have someone in their back pocket.
I guess, but I think my problem is I think there's going to be a lot of fighters that don't want to do the tournament. And now you might be stuck because you've only got 8 events in the year to not be in the tournament. To not be in the tournament.
Not be in the tournament. Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense though, because think about UFC. They've got what is it, 40 events, 48 events, right? Like how many weeks do we not have a UFC event on, right? Like very few in a year.
Yeah.
So if you've only got 8 events that are one-off events, that's very few opportunities for you to get on that card. If you are, Joey Nobody, you may not get on that card ever.
Yeah. I mean, they might do it in a way where, and even though they're saying they're still going to operate separate from each other, it might be a thing where the tournaments will be like your ticket to get to one of those 8.
No.
I don't know.
No, that's not what he was saying. He seemed to say no, it's 2 separate and distinct things. Now, here's the thing, Rain, which you may like this, because this is kind of like WWE style. He did say that the champion, that they might want to do champion versus champion, right? Like a Bellator champion versus the PFL champion. But if you do that, once you do it once, isn't the title unified? And then what? It's kind of like, like WWE and SmackDown or Raw and SmackDown, right? Or
Yeah.
Once you unify them, how do you split them up again?
Yeah, you just create a new belt.
So you just keep creating one for the loser.
I mean, that's what WWE did. They just created another belt. Like,
Is that really what happened?
Yeah, because like they've unified the two belts. Roman Reigns has had these belts for like forever.
Yeah.
And then they probably couldn't figure out how to like split them again. So, they created a new one.
Yeah, okay, so fine. So that's going to happen. I just want to see some of the notes I took down. So it's going to be the Bellator International Champion Series. That's what it's generally going to be. So they're going to have their one-off events, 8 events. I was saying, what if you're the Bellator champion? And then next year you go, you know what? I want to go in the tournament instead. What happens to your belt? Do you take it into the tournament? Does it get left behind? Do you have to vacate it? So that to me is a question, which I don't think anyone would do that, but I'm just saying what's going to happen. Like I said, he is going to announce it. Oh, he said in a few weeks or in January, they're going to announce where it's going to air, but it is going to be for free, I think he said. So which means no pay-per-view, I guess, which that's fine. Let's go on with the posting here, or that thing from LinkedIn. PFL will launch a reimagined Bellator product in 2024, the International Champion Series. Okay. Mm-hmm. The Bellator International Champion Series consists of 8 events hosted in great cities across the globe. He said mostly Europe and like non-America. Each Bellator event will feature 2 compelling co-main fights competing for championship belts. Okay, so every event has 2 title fights.
Mm-hmm.
Great. No comment. Who cares? PFL platform has 5 live fight franchises with 30 premium events year-round. I don't understand what that means. Okay, so they've got the PFL regular league season, PFL super fights. That's where Ngannou and Jake Paul are.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the Challenger Series. That's where Caitlin Neal fought the other time. Like it's that kind of like an entry into the PFL. Then you've got PFL International Leagues Bellator. I think that's the same thing. PFL, as a fan-focused organization, will stage a landmark mega event in 2024. PFL champions versus Bellator champions. That's why I'm saying that's kind of dumb. I don't like that either. And then it says at the bottom, we will share more exciting details in the coming weeks. So, Rain, I don't know.
Maybe they're trying to figure out the stipulations of all these, of all the tournaments and how they're going to work out the Bellator versus PFL down the line. And
what happens?
It sounds to me like the 8 Bellator shows. It sounds to me like it's going to be like a tournament too.
No.
That's what I got from it, because it's like.
Wait, where do you get that? Hold on.
So.
No, where are you getting that? I don't think so.
The Bellator International Champion Series will consist of 8 major fight events each year, hosted in great cities. Each Bellator event will feature 2 compelling co-main fights. So I feel like they'll get all of the champions from those 8 events, right? And in the end, it's going to be like champion versus champion to represent Bellator against PFL. That's what I'm getting out of it.
I don't know. I just some other details I got is that there's going to be no uniforms in Bellator. So PFL has the uniforms. They said Bellator will not do that. So that's good. They did say that they're going to refresh the logo for Bellator. Okay, fine. So we can look forward to a new exciting logo. They did say that they don't know whether Scott Coker, who now is like the president of Bellator and the face of Bellator, they don't know if it will be him. They didn't say no, but they didn't say yes. Here's something, Rain. They don't know what's going to happen with their commentators yet.
Mm.
Donn Davis, Rain, and Timmy B will be the commentary crew for Bellator International Series. Book us. We are cheap. We can kick ass. And we can do no worse than what you've got right now. Right?
I was gonna say I'd love to be the ring announcer, but
oh, okay. Then you're gonna bail on me already, Rain. Jesus,
oh, you can handle it by yourself. I'll be the ring announcer.
Look, I mean, the door is wide open. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But Rain, overall, I think that this shows, I would say, very little thought as to how this is going to work. In my mind, it really seems like you're keeping the two entities separate. You've got two borderline failing entities. You're merging them together and doing nothing different with them. And you're just letting them go. The only thing is that they'll be able to kind of cross promote, or like they'll be able to fight into one another's leagues. But who cares? That happens anyways when fighters like end their contracts and switch. Like we've had Michael Chandler go from Bellator over. We've had Justin Gaethje go from whatever to whatever, right? Like you've had fighters move around. Hurricane Shane Burgos goes from UFC to PFL, right? Like this happens. Brunson is fighting in PFL this weekend, and he's a big UFC guy. That's not interesting to me. So I don't know what these guys are doing. Like he was saying at the beginning, he said, look, our goal was to be number 2. And now we've done that by buying out Bellator, who maybe was number 2. I mean, you're forgetting about ONE FC and you're forgetting about Invicta, quite frankly. But I don't know, Rain. This news does nothing for me to make it think that this is going to be a success. I feel like if you were going to announce this, that you've got to announce some like major fights or something. Like, why announce it now if you have nothing to announce? Like, you need to announce fights, you need to announce events, you need to announce something that makes us interested. Otherwise, we're just left with like just as many questions as we started.
Yeah. I mean, it could be that they announce it right now to kind of gauge the interest and then kind of go from there. That could be it too. So it's still a work in progress for them, I guess.
I don't know what is the benefit to any of this. I don't know where the win is. I just don't know like how do you announce this and then not have a fight? Like at least say something, or at least give us something to look forward to. But really, from everything that he's listed, it sounds like it's just the same two things. And like before, I was kind of like cool with that they would be fully separate. But this is like some sort of weird mishmash that doesn't really feel like it gives me anything. If anything, like I would have rather him just go, yeah, we bought them. We're just going to keep funding them. They're going to do their own thing. They're not the same as us. But he keeps saying we're together. But then you're running them so separately.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems weird. And I feel like his announcement didn't have enough information to make you feel like that I've got confidence in what they're going to do. Is I guess what I'm getting at. The reaction online has not been extremely positive. Like when I'm looking online, I don't think that there's much going on. The fans seem kind of disinterested, to be honest.
Or confused. That could be too.
Or confused. I do think that the gentleman, Donn Davis, is greatly overestimating the appeal of both brands. Like I feel like he really thinks a lot of people love Bellator and love PFL. I don't think that's the case. I think they're both fledgling organizations that are tough. And that merging them, like, I don't know, unless you merge them into something and not call it PFL or Bellator and start something all brand new, but that's really hard too with branding and everything. Like how done. So I don't know, Rain. Overall, this segment has tanked because I feel like I've just talked myself into misery on this thing, and you're not helping me keep me excited for it.
No, I'm just like confused. It's like, all right, they did this thing, they're together, but then they're operating separate, but then they can cross over to each other. You know, if it's a relationship, it's complicated. That's the status of this relationship. It's complicated.
Yeah. Just like a dating relationship. It's complicated. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they have much to go on. I guess we'll see what happens, but I just wanted to be able to like comment on it and give reaction to it so we could say what we thought. Also break down some of that stat stuff and things like that so you could see like, okay, well, this is where we kind of think that this is going. Rain, that's it. There is someone that I want you to reach out to on Instagram for comment on this, which is Leah McCourt. I sent you that Instagram. This girl, in the whole thing, this girl got screwed the most, Rain.
Oh, no.
She is a fighter out of Ireland who was doing so-so. I think she's 2-2 in her last 4, but she was building up some hype. She's a good-looking girl. She was building herself up to the point where she was challenging Cyborg for the title in Ireland. So it was going to be like an Irish girl versus a Brazilian girl, kind of like a Connor versus Jose thing. You know, big fight, good looking girl against the legend Cyborg. It was all coming true to happen. This happens, and now that is off the table. The guy Donn Davis said, I don't know what's going to happen with that. Like, that's not as solid as it was yesterday. Leah McCourt, get on this podcast. I want to talk to you because I want to see how pissed off you are at this and what you're going to do to make sure that that fight happens, because that was a big fight in the sense that like it was marketable. She's marketable. Cyborg is marketable. That was going to be something. And now we're in limbo over that. And I think that she's got to like bust ass. She's got to go on like a media campaign tour to push PFL to still book that fight for her, because that was going to be her payday, man. That was going to be her big fight. And I mean, if she won, it would be freaking miraculous. So that's a big one. Rain.
I just want to say thank you to our guests today. It's great to, have 2 guests because, we get to like know 2 people, get, more stories from different people. Please find me on Instagram at Ringside Rain so you can check out Rain's birthday donation drive. So I hope you guys can participate in that. Shout out to ASD Concepts. I took their women's self-defense class yesterday. It's a really great class. I learned a lot. So thank you to Jared and Justin from ASD Concepts. They will be doing another class on December 9th. So if you are interested, if you are in the Inland Empire area, they are in Upland, California, and you can find them on Instagram at ASD Concepts. And last but not the least, UNF 14, December 2nd. There's still tickets available, so go check out at Up Next Fighting on Instagram or upnextfighting.com.
2 weeks away?
Yeah, 2 weeks away.
2 weeks away, and you get to see Rain do her thing again. So go get it. Go to UNF, of course. Go get your tickets. That event is incredible. Again, Rain, I'll talk about it later, but I did want to say again, thank you to Fight League Atlantic for having me out. Incredible show. Go to their Instagram, check out all their stuff. Freaking insane, Rain. That event is so well done. The crowd was hyped up like crazy. The crew there is incredible. The commentators, the announcer, everybody there is fantastic. It was a great event. Rain, thank you so much. We're going to end the audio podcast here. We'll put up some videos for a couple that you can click on, that you can follow us. And that's it, Rain. I think that's it. We will see you next week, and we will have the translator, Frank Andrews. So very excited for that.
Yeah.